information that's disclosed be somewhat more limited so as not to run the risk of disclosing any personal information regarding individuals that should not be disclosed.
And Mayor and Council, and our goal would be that the command officer will be informed well enough from the field officer out there in the emergency that any question that any of you might have, the command officer is going to be able to answer. So that you call, make one call, and learn everything you need to know based on questions that you may have. That'll be the goal.
And so, what you're asking for is the deletion, the policy of communications, which is the deletion of B, of 5, section B.
Yes.
And the deletion under public and media relations, article 3. And that would, we just delete it all together, and that would be a call that the commanding officer would make. Is that correct?
The call the commanding officer would make, that would make those through the public information officer and the city manager, yes. Once the determination was made, then the flow of communication would go through the public information officer and the city manager, so that there would not be public disclosure of information except through the public information officer and the city manager.
So can we get a motion?
So I have one question. So obviously on number 7, if this comes out to the city manager's responsibility to
That's correct.
let us know.
That's correct.
That's through the community report.
And it's clearly, it says the city manager's responsibility or his designee if the city manager's out of town.
It could be the command officer.
It could be the command officer if necessary, but
Is there,
what we try to avoid is announcing that Congressman Gifford is dead and then having Congressman Gifford, walking back into Congress, hopefully one of these days, and that type thing. That's the type thing that you want to avoid to make sure the story is correct before it's released.
so it's illegal if the commanding officer contacts the elected officials.
It would not be permitted now that the commanding officer needs to contact the elected officials through either the city manager's designee or the public information officer.
And I could just say, go ahead and contact.
So the
elected
answer was
officials.
yes, it is illegal.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay, so what section is that on?
7, I think.
And, this policy, Mr. Soto, you've known this is going to be on the agenda for a week. These type of last minute corrections. I would appreciate it next time we get these in advance.
Okay, you're correct.
Well, motion to approve with all the changes that were discussed. Second.
Then, for clarification, what were those changes, so we don't have in the future, can you specify what those changes were?
Yes, it was the elimination of the communications section in paragraph 5, the revision of the policy overall to provide that communications to the press and the media will be through the public information officer and the city manager or their designated.
That says it's the city manager, correct?
Okay. And then
Deletion of public information guidance?
I'm sorry?
Deletion of public information guidance?
Yes, and also the limitation, yes, not the total deletion of public information guidelines, but the deletion of several of those sections so as to make sure that we do not impinge upon anyone's privacy with the information to be released. It could always be determined to expand that, but this would be the only information that would be released unless specifically authorized otherwise. And then a clarification in the information that is not to be released so that it is made clear that that there is certain information that should not be released at any time. That would be in under the policy under number 2D.
Under 2D. Okay.
We do have a motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Mary Garcia, to approve item number 14 with those corrections. Mr. Madrid?
Yes.
Mary Garcia?
Yes.
Gloria Rodriguez? And Maria Reyes is absent.
Motion passes. Moving on to item number 15, discussion and action to appoint a city council member to the Public Funds Investment Committee.
Mayor, council, the public investment law requires that the city maintain an investment committee. Our investment committee is comprised of, from the staff, our senior accountant, and myself. And it is comprised of 2 members from council, the mayor and 1 elected council member. Right now, we only have 3 members of the committee, given that Mr. Gonda was a previous council member on the committee, and now he's fulfilling the role of the mayor. So we need to select 1 more council member to serve on the committee.
And just for clarification, the ordinance states that it's 2 council members. So it could be the mayor, it could be, and a council member, it could be 2 council members without the mayor.
Correct.
The ordinance just states 2 council members. So we're missing, the last time we had was when Mr. Lopez was the previous, who held that spot. So,
And the only other thing I'd add, I have been working with investment entities, because we're ready to invest some money, and we need to complete our committee so that we can work through the financial information to make those investments and get approved.
I would like to make a motion for the
I'm currently already.
He's already on it.
Oh, that's right.
So there's 2 from council, and just for clarification, there's 2 from the administration, 2 from council. To execute a transaction with an investment, it takes a signature of the administration, a signature of the council.
Council.
So that's the checks and balances with the investment policy. So we need another council member.
Mr. Madrid?
Ms. Garcia, would you like to serve?
That was fine.
Do we get a motion second?
Motion.
Okay. I make a motion for the
Do we have a second?
If I can.
We do have a motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Mary Garcia, and this is to appoint Mary Garcia to the Public Funds Investment Committee. Mr. Madrid?
Yes.
Mary Garcia?
Yes.
Gloria Rodriguez?
Yes.
And Maria Reyes is absent.
Motion passes. Moving on to item number 16, discussion and action to authorize Councilmember Jesus Jesse Gonda Jr. to create and organize a committee promoting voter participation in the city of Socorro, Texas. Mayor and Council, the city charter authorizes the creation of committees with council approval. The purpose of this committee is that we currently have an election that's coming forward with the mayor's election. Historically, there's been a lot of apathy within the community, within the county, within the states. So this is a pilot program, a different approach. What we like to do is get some community members to volunteer on this committee, bring in our youth from the high schools to participate on this committee. And we want to think outside the box. This is not let's put out mailers, let's put out, signs, get out the vote. This is what is wrong with our current system that nobody is currently going out to vote, and how can we fix it? So what we foresee is when this committee meets, they will look at the current structure. They will see, how long early voting is for, where it's held, what the current processes are, and then they will be asked to think outside the box. They will be asked to, do we have the wrong locations for the early voting? Do we have the wrong locations for the current voting system on election day? They will be asked to come up with lots of ideas outside the box, inside the box, and we'll then put it to our attorneys who will vet their recommendations if they're legal. And then we'll bring them to council. We'll see if we can't do something different this election, especially being that this mayor election will happen in November with no other election happening. It will be a one race that will be happening here in Socorro, and we would project there'd be apathy amongst the voters to come out for one race that's happening. So that's the purpose of this.
Sounds interesting. Motion to approve. Okay.
We have a motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Mary Garcia, to approve item number 16. Mr. Madrid?
Yes.
Mary Garcia,
Yes.
Gloria Rodriguez,
Yes.
and Maria Reyes is absent.
Move on to item number 17, swearing in of appointed officials. Next we have Mr. Miranda and
I'm trying to make it a problem.
Mr. Miranda, would you please step forward?
This one first.
Mr. Miranda, would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Jose Alex Miranda,
I, Jose Alex Miranda,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of the Civil Service Commission.
that I will faithfully
Execute
execute
the duties
the duties
of the office
of the office
of the Civil Service Commission
of the Civil Service Commission
of the City of Socorro, Texas,
of the City of Socorro, Texas,
and will to the best of my ability
and to the best of my ability
preserve, protect,
preserve, protect,
and defend the Constitution
and defend the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
You have one more. This is now your statement of appointed officer. I, Jose Alex Miranda,
I, Jose Alex Miranda,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
that I have not directly or indirectly paid,
offered, promised to pay,
offered, or promised to pay,
contributed or promised
contributed, or promised
to contribute any money or thing of value,
to contribute any money or thing of value,
or promise any public or employments
or promise any public or employments
as reward to secure my appointments
as reward to secure my appointments
or confirmation thereof.
or confirmation thereof.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You have anything for executive session?
Yes, sir.
We then move on to item number 20, discussion action on legal advice received by legal counsel in executive session. A motion to delete.
We have a motion made by Mary Garcia, seconded by Gloria Rodriguez to delete item number 20. Mr. Madrid?
Yes.
Mary Garcia?
Yes.
Gloria Rodriguez? And Maria Reyes is absent.
Move on to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion made by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Mary Garcia to adjourn. Mr. Madrid?
Yes.
Mary Garcia? Gloria Rodriguez? And Maria Reyes is absent.
Motion passes. We end the meeting at 5:27.
You'll just read, but you carry it.